All right, welcome back, folks. I want to make this very, very clear here, okay? Telling you that Joe Biden wants your guns is not some partisan ploy to scare you, okay? Him and his anti-freedom cronies despise the Second Amendment and the power it gives all of us to stand up to tyranny, and maybe even more important, the power that it gives us to be self-reliant for our own safety and not have to rely on government, which, after all, that's what they want. They want us relying on government. So this week, the NRA released details of a $2 million plan to fight back against Team Biden's anti-gun owner agenda. Hundreds of thousands of dollars will be spent in Maine and Montana urging gun owners to speak up. But maybe the most important ad will air in West Virginia, the home of the most powerful senator today, Democrat Joe Manchin. His one vote can stop the Pelosi, Schumer, Biden all-out gun grab. Here's a look at the NRA ad.
President Biden's political machine is setting its sights on West Virginia, calling for a ban on commonly owned firearms and magazines.
Bingo. They should be illegal, period.
And Biden nominated radical gun control lobbyist David Chipman to lead the ATF. But Senator Joe Manchin can stop him. Contact Joe Manchin's office today.
All right, look, this is a great plan because the dirty little secret that Democrats don't want you to know about is that Democrats in states like West Virginia, home to Joe Manchin, love their guns. And so Joe Manchin, if he wants to get reelected, he better not be voting for this piece of legislation. I want to welcome in now the executive director for the NRA's Institute for Legislative Action, Jason Ouimet, is with us. Jason, great to have you back on the program.
Grant, thanks for having me. Great to be here again.
So look, Joe Manchin is so important. I mean, obviously by design, you're going to West Virginia. Have you guys talked to him? Have you felt him out at all about where he stands on guns?
Grant, we talk to everybody all the time. It's what we do, whether it's in state capitals or up on Capitol Hill. We talk to all of them. We're lobbying all the time. And look, part of the best lobbying we do sometimes is through our members directly contacting, which is why you see at the end of that ad, one of the best things that everybody can do is contact their senators when it comes to this and tell them that you oppose this radical Biden gun control agenda.
All right, so this is an important plan you have. $2 million out. I'm reading. You got TV ads, you got text messages, town halls, in-person town halls as well. How important is this multifaceted approach?
It's extremely important. And let's just be clear on why we're here. And you said it at the beginning, because we're facing unprecedented gun control from this administration. It's not hyperbole. It's not a pipe dream. They literally want to disarm law-abiding Americans. And we're here to fight that fight. That's exactly what this is. And this is round one that we're doing of this. And if this fight goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, we don't care. We're going to fight the fight as many rounds as it needs to be fought. And that's why you see this multifaceted approach that, as you talk about, reaches everything. It's TV, it's digital, it's mail, it's town halls that are both live, or they're both virtual and in person, depending upon where we can do them. And every one of these is designed to inform you of what's happening and to make sure that you contact your senators and tell them to reject the Biden gun control agenda.
You know, they deal in propaganda, Jason, as you well know, and this whole idea of universal background checks. What they don't tell you is they're creating a government list. Those never work out well. And the other thing they don't tell you is most of these mass shooters that they're so concerned about all went through the background check process. They all complied with background checks to buy their guns. Most of them, I think 94% is the number. None of this stops what they're trying to stop. It only will make criminals out of the law-abiding. Talk to me about the universal background check bill that they're trying to push through.
Sure. Look, we all know gun control isn't the answer, and it's never been the answer, and it's never going to be the answer. Anything that makes it harder for law-abiding individuals to access or acquire firearms doesn't make anybody safer except the criminals. So putting an H.R. 8, when we know criminals get firearms through straw purchasing and theft, H.R. 8 is going to do absolutely nothing to curtail that. All it's going to do is force law-abiding individuals to jump through additional hoops, do absolutely nothing through crime, and as you mentioned, can only be enforced ultimately through a federal registry that, by the way, will be paid for at the taxpayer's expense.
Unbelievable. All right, before I let you go, because the mainstream media will never cover this stuff, Huge victories for the NRA when you look at constitutional carry, the right to carry without having to go apply for a permit, meaning the Constitution is your permit, which is what I believe. Utah, Montana, Iowa, Tennessee. The number keeps growing, Jason.
It does. It's fantastic. It goes to show where everybody is out there in America. Look, we just passed it through the House in Texas as well. And we're looking to challenge that in the Senate and see if we can get that on the governor's desk in Texas. And look, I'd be remiss if I didn't just make mention on part of our agenda as we talked about all the different things that we're doing. And you saw David Chipman in that ad. To think that part of the Biden's agenda in their administration, what they have done is they have nominated to be the director of ATF a former paid Bloomberg operative who now is a top gun control lobbyist for a gun control group that has lobbied directly to eliminate the Second Amendment as an individual right, has lobbied for gun and magazine bans, has lobbied for firearm confiscation. That's who they're looking to put in charge of the Joe Biden gun control agenda in ATF.
Look, I did a little research, Jason. I think by my count, it's $600,000 he's taken in by anti-gun lobbyists, including Bloomberg's Everytown for Gun Safety. This is an outrage that you'd put him in charge of an agency like this. But I know you guys are fighting back, and I know the members are so strong and fighting back shoulder to shoulder. Jason, Ouimet, always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you, buddy.
Grant, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to be here.